Hello student, I am Sangeeta Mansukhani. This is the video number 58. Today I am going to tell you about textual exercise questions revision. So question number 8. While sulfur dioxide and hydrogen peroxide can act as oxidizing as well as reducing agents in their reaction, ozone and nitric acid act only as oxidants. Why? That is means whenever we have to use sulfur dioxide, SO2, hydrogen peroxide, H2O2, we have to use. So they are act as a oxidizing as well as reducing agent in their reaction. And ozone and nitric acid act only as oxidant. So see, first about sulfur dioxide. Sulfur dioxide, sulfur oxidation number is +4. And whenever we have to represent reaction, so it's the range of the oxidation number of sulfur is from +6 to -2. So sulfur dioxide can act reducing and oxidizing agent. Okay, so is from +6 to -2, that is means decrease and increase both. So reducing and oxidizing agent both. Then about hydrogen peroxide. Hydrogen peroxide, in hydrogen peroxide, oxygen is -1. So oxygen is -1 oxidation number. So range of the oxidation number of oxygen is from 0 to -2. So oxygen can sometimes attain the oxidation number +1 and sometimes +2. So that is means increasing and decreasing both. So that is means therefore H2O2 can act as reducing and oxidizing agent. Then after about ozone. Ozone, it is a elementary way. So its oxidation number is 0. And oxidation number of oxygen from 0 to -2. So oxidation number of oxygen only decreases in this case. Okay. So O3 act only as oxidant. Then after about HNO3, nitric acid. Nitric acid oxidation number of nitrogen is +5, and then here +5, and its range of the nitrogen can have is from +5 to -3. So the oxidation number of nitrogen can only decrease in this case. So that is means therefore HNO3 can act only as oxidant. Okay, so ozone and nitric acid, due to the only for decreasing in oxidation number, so this reason ozone and HNO3 act only as a oxidant. Then question number 9, consider the reaction. Consider the reaction. This first and second equation given, 6CO2 plus 6H2O convert into the C6H12O6 plus 6O2. That is means carbon dioxide react with water and convert into the glucose and then oxygen. Second reaction given, ozone react with hydrogen peroxide and convert into the water and O2. So why it is more appropriate to write these equation? Okay, so equation given 6CO2 plus 12H2O, then convert into the glucose, then water, hydrogen and then oxygen. Okay, and then ozone second reaction plus react with hydrogen peroxide, then convert into the water, O2, again O2, 2 molecule of the O2. So also suggest a technique to investigate the path of the above A and B redox reaction. So for the first equation, see, first equation is carbon dioxide react with water. Okay, convert into the glucose. So first here you see step first, water we have to use. So water break to the give hydrogen plus O2. So water give to the hydrogen plus O2. Then this step second, hydrogen produced in the earlier steps. So CO2 react with hydrogen and then convert into the glucose and then water. So both the net reaction we have to write. So here 2H2 and then here 12H2. Okay, so here 2H2O. So the net reaction is 2H2O, convert into the 2H2 plus O2. Then second reaction 6CO2 plus 12H2, convert into the glucose plus 6H2O. So both the water molecule for equal. Here you see, here 6 and here 2. So equal, and then here 2 hydrogen. And then here 12. So hydrogen balance, we have to equation number first multiply the 6. So we have to write 2H2O multiply 6, 12H2O, and then so we have to write 6 CO2 gas plus 12H2O, then convert into the glucose, then plus 6H2O, and then 6O2. Okay, and 12H2O equal, so left and right hand side cancel. So this is the balance equation. 6 CO2 plus 12H2O convert into the glucose plus 6H2O plus 6O2. Okay, so this is the suitable way to the write the reaction, as the reaction also produce water molecules in the photosynthesis process. So the path can be found with the help of radioactive H2O18 instead of the water. Second one is ozone. So we have to see which reaction is correct. Step first, O2 is produced from each of the reactant, ozone and hydrogen peroxide. So that is the reason O2 is written two ways. O3 breaks to form O2 and O. Ozone breaks to form O2 and O, and hydrogen peroxide, here you see. First step, O3 break into the O2 and O, and hydrogen peroxide react with elementary oxygen O. So convert into the H2O plus O2. Okay, then final reaction net equation H2O2 plus O3 gas convert into the H2O, and then plus O2 gas plus O2 gas, because both are here O2, here O2. Elementary oxygen cancel. Okay, so then the path can be found with the help of the H2O2 18 and O3 18 radioactive element. Clear? So this is the simple type of equation. Okay, only for you learn, this is the first equation, this is the second, and then final net equation. Okay, then question number 10. The compound AgF2 is unstable. It is important. The compound AgF2 is unstable compound. However, it forms the compound act as a very strong oxidizing agent. Why? The compound AgF2 is unstable compound. So the compound of the AgF2 is unstable, and it forms the compound act as very strong oxidizing agent. Why? Because the oxidation number of Ag in AgF2 is plus 2. Okay, AgF2, here you see X plus fluorine minus 1 multiplied 2, so X is equal to plus 2. Okay, so oxidation number of Ag in AgF2 is plus 2, but plus 2 is very unstable oxidation number of Ag. So hence when AgF2 is formed, silver accepts an electron and forms Ag+, and so decrease the oxidation number of Ag from plus 2 to plus 1. So plus 1 state is more stable, so AgF2 act as a very strong oxidizing agent. Okay, so oxidation number of Ag in AgF2 is plus 2, and plus 2 is very unstable oxidation number, so AgF2 is formed. Silver accept an electron and then form Ag+, and the decrease in the oxidation number Ag from plus 2 to plus 1, so plus 1 is more stable. Okay, due to this reason AgF2 act as a very strong oxidizing agent. Then question number 11. Whenever a reaction between an oxidizing agent and reducing agent is carried out, a compound of lower oxidation state is formed, and if the reducing agent is in excess, so a compound of higher oxidation state is formed. Okay, if the oxidizing agent is in excess. So whenever a reaction between oxidizing agent and reducing agent, so we take reducing agent in excess amount, so lower oxidation state form, and whenever we take if the oxidizing agent is in excess, so higher oxidation state is formed. So justify this statement, give 3 illustration. So answer is when there is reaction between reducing agent and oxidizing agent, so a compound is formed which has lower oxidation number if reducing agent is in excess, and then a compound is formed which has higher oxidation number if the oxidizing agent is in excess. So first example of this, like P4 and F2 are reducing and oxidizing agent both. See, in excess amount excess amount of P4 is react with fluorine, then PF3 would be produced. So where the oxidation number of P is 3, here you see P4 react with F2, so convert into the PF3. And if P4 is reacted with excess of the fluorine, so PF5 would be produced. Okay, so excess amount of P4 is react with F2, so PF3 would produce, and P4 is reacted with excess of the fluorine. Here you see, so PF5. So this is the main reason. Okay, so whenever we have to take in any amount, any substance we have to take in excess amount. Okay, so oxidizing agent and reducing agent, so compound is formed which has lower oxidation number whenever we have to take reducing agent is in excess, and whenever we have to take oxidizing agent in excess, so higher oxidation number obtained. Okay, second example of this justify this answer, like potassium react with oxygen. So potassium and oxygen act as a reducing and oxidizing agent respectively. If excess of the potassium react with O2, so K2O form. So oxidation number of oxygen -2. Okay, and if we take O2 excess, so produce K2O2. So oxidation number -1. So increase the oxidation number and decrease the oxidation number. So depend on the excess amount of the reactant. Clear? Third example of the justify this answer, like whenever we react in excess amount of the carbon react with insufficient amount of the oxygen, so produce carbon monoxide, and here carbon is +2, and when carbon is burnt in excess amount of the oxygen, so then formation carbon dioxide, and carbon dioxide here carbon oxidation number +4. Okay, so see, this is the main difference. So if reducing agent is in excess amount, so lowest oxidation number obtained, or if higher oxidizing agent is in excess amount, so higher oxidation number obtained. Okay, question number 12, how do you count for the following observation? First is acidic potassium permanganate and alkaline potassium permanganate, both are used as oxidant, and in the manufacture of benzoic acid from toluene we use alcoholic KMnO4 as an oxidant. So write the balanced redox reaction. Acidic potassium permanganate KMnO4, and then alkaline acid and base. So here you see, while manufacturing of the benzoic acid, because in manufacture of the benzoic acid from toluene, so we have to use alcoholic potassium permanganate. Okay, so while manufacturing benzoic acid from toluene, so alcoholic we have to use as a oxidant due to the give reason. First, a neutral medium OH minus ion are produced, so due to that cost of the adding an acid or a base can be reduced. Second one, KMnO4 and alcohol are homogeneous to each other, so they are polar alcohol, and then toluene are homogeneous to each other, so both are organic compound. So reaction can proceed at a faster rate in a homogeneous medium and compared to the heterogeneous medium. Okay, so therefore in alcoholic KMnO4 and toluene can react at a faster rate. Okay, so neutral medium, that is a easily cost of the adding an acid or base can be reduced. So the redox reaction, this is the toluene CS3 attached with benzene, react with the permanganate ion MnO4 minus, convert into the carboxylate ion COO minus with attached with benzene, and 2MnO2 plus H2O plus OH minus. So this is the main reason. Okay, then question number second, when concentrate sulfuric acid is added to an inorganic mixture containing chloride, concentrate H2SO4 is added inorganic mixture containing chloride, so we get colorless pungent smelling gas. Colorless pungent smelling gas HCl. But if the mixture contains bromide, then we get red vapor of the bromine. Why? Question properly you see. Concentrated sulfuric acid added in inorganic mixture containing chloride, so we get colorless pungent smelling gas HCl. But if the mixture contains bromide, so we get red vapor of the bromine. So reason C. Concentrated H2SO4 is added inorganic mixture containing bromide. So firstly HBr to produce. Okay, here you see NaBr react with H2SO4. So NaHSO4. So first formation HBr. HBr is a strong reducing agent. So reduce sulfuric acid to the SO2. Okay, HBr react with sulfuric acid. So sulfuric acid reduced to the SO2 with the evolution of the bromine. Okay, due to the bromine, it is a red vapor. Okay, clear? So when concentrated sulfuric acid is added to inorganic mixture containing chloride, so here you see NaCl react with H2SO4, NaHSO4 form, but formation HCl, and HCl is a weak reducing agent. So can't reduce sulfuric acid to the SO2. Clear? So this is the main reason. So if we take bromide way, so a bromide mixture, so easily sulfuric acid, okay, formation HBr is strong reducing agent, so reducing agent, so HBr reduce sulfuric acid to the SO2 gas. See, but whenever we take chloride compound, NaCl react with H2SO4, so react with NaHSO4 plus HCl. HCl weak reducing agent, so can't reduce H2SO4 to SO2. Question number 13. Identify the substance oxidized, reduce, oxidizing agent and reducing agent. See, equation given 2AgPr plus C6H6O2 convert to Ag HBr C6H4O2. So first here you see oxidation number. Okay, here you see AgBr here plus 1 and then convert into the 0. Okay, so and then C6H6O2. C6H02. It is converted into the C6H4O2. Okay, so C6H6O2 oxidizing substance, okay, and reducing agent, and then AgBr it is also reduced and then oxidizing, but AgBr oxidizing agent because plus 1 to 0 because reduced, so that is means it is a oxidizing agent. So less reduced substance and then both greater because it is both convert into the, okay, and C6H6O2 reducing agent. Consider the reaction. This reaction, two reaction given, H2O3 2 minus plus I2 convert into the S4O6 2 minus, and then H2O3 2 minus react with the bromine and then water. So sulfate ion, Br minus and H plus ion. So why does the same reductant thiosulfate react differently with iodine and bromine? So average oxidation number of sulfur in H2O3 2 minus is plus 2. But whenever we have to oxidation number of S4O6 2 minus is plus 2.5. Okay, so oxidation number of the sulfur in this way plus 2. Then oxidation number of sulfur in sulfate ion is plus 6. So bromine is a stronger oxidizing agent than I2 because it is oxidized to this ion to higher oxidation number of plus 6 in sulfate ion. Okay, and iodine is a weaker oxidizing. Bromine is stronger and iodine is weaker because it is oxidized of this ion to a lower oxidation number, that is 2.5 of S4O6 2 minus. So that is means thiosulfate react differently with I2 and bromine. So the reason only for this way, bromine is strong oxidizing agent and iodine is weaker oxidizing agent. Okay. So whenever any question asking same way, a base reductant, oxidant, so only for you see the oxidation number and see which element, which reactant is stronger and then weaker. Okay, then you write your answer. Question number 15. Justify, give reason that among halogen, fluorine is the best oxidant. Among hydrohalic compounds, hydroiodic acid is the best reductant. Halogen, like fluorine, it is the best oxidant. Okay, best oxidant. And otherwise among hydrohalic, like HX, so HI is the best reductant. Okay, so fluorine can oxidize to chloride to the chlorine, you already know about, bromide to bromine, and iodide to iodine. This is the fluorine can oxidize. Okay, so fluorine react with chloride, so convert into the chlorine because self convert into the fluoride ion. Okay, and whenever react bromide, so same bromine formation bromine and then convert into the fluoride ion. Same iodine, but chlorine, bromine and iodine cannot oxidize fluoride ion to the fluorine. So oxidizing power of the halogen increases in the order C1. So fluorine have highest. Okay, so fluorine is the best oxidant among halogen. But HI and HBr can reduce sulfuric acid to sulfur dioxide. Okay, HI and HBr can reduce sulfuric acid to sulfur dioxide, but HCl and HF cannot. So HI and HBr as stronger reductant compared to HCl and HF. So only for you represent any type of the reaction way. Okay, for representing stronger, otherwise weaker. So HI and HBr can reduce sulfuric acid to sulfur dioxide, but HCl and HF cannot. So hence HI and HBr are stronger reductant compared to HCl and HF. So see, HBr react with sulfuric acid, so convert into the bromine and then sulfur dioxide. Similar way, iodide can reduce to copper plus 2 copper plus 1, but Br minus cannot. So iodide convert plus 2 Cu2 plus convert into the Cu2I2 plus iodine. So hydrochloric acid is the best reductant among hydrohalic compound. So sequence of the HF, then HCl, then HBr and then HI. So HI is the best reductant. Okay. Then question number 16. Why does the following reaction occur? This reaction is given. XeO6 minus plus 2F minus plus 6H plus XeO3 plus F2 gas plus 3H2O liquid. So what conclusion can be drawn about the compound Na4XeO6? So here XeO6 4 minus is a part from the reaction. So same reaction first we have to write, and then here you see oxidation number. So here genone oxidation number is plus 8. Sorry. Yes, plus 8. And here you see oxidation number plus 6. So decrease. So oxidation number reduced to from plus 8 to plus 6. So and then here fluoride and minus 1 and here 0. Okay, so increase minus 1 to 0. So reduction and oxidation. Okay, so reduced on the other hand and fluoride ion is oxidized. Okay, so that is means this is the combination form is a stronger oxidizing agent compared to the fluorine. So this reaction occurs. Okay, clear? Next question I will be explaining in the next video. Thank you so much.